Hello, Bobby here at Next Gen KM6IKH. What you're looking at here are the blanks for the titanium pendants. Okay, these are just the raw blanks, and I don't know how well you can see this really, but this is it. I mean, they come off our water jet cutter, and then after they come off the water jet cutter, they have to be run through a tumbler to get the edges off. And basically, even though to the naked eye and not knowing exactly what the process is, these may look pretty smooth. It's actually a long ways from where it has to be for it to be ready for anodizing. So these are just a raw blanks, and those little, looks like very minute, insignificant scratches, they don't work at all for anodizing. So what we have to do, there's a lot of manual work to do this the right way, and as people know, at Next Gen, either we do it the right way or we just don't do it at all. So here's a little 3-inch DA sander. We run over these with 320 to start off with, and then we successively go down. And then we have to run them over with 400. This is done by hand. It has to be done by hand. Then we have to run over it with, what are we at, 800. Then we've got to run over them with 1000. And if that process doesn't give us the exact finish that we need, and we see scratches, we either have to go back a step or two, 3 maybe, sometimes right at the beginning, and sometimes I will have to start over. I'll put a smaller pad on here with 600 grit, and we'll run it over again, because it can't be any scratches or micro scratches or really anything in this. And it's titanium. It basically sands like steel. It's really tough. It's 99% pure titanium. It's really interesting material to work with, and we love it for the pendants just because, well, it's titanium. We could make it out of stainless steel, and we're not going to make it out of aluminum. The ones that we're going to these are going to, FYI, for people that are watching the video, these are also going to be 24 karat gold plated. That's pretty cool. That's another process. There's a complete buffing process that we'll have to take after we do all the basics of the DA sanding, and then the 400 to the 800 down to the 1000, maybe probably have to go with 1500 as well. These are going to have to actually be buffed. We already have a buffer picked out, and the correct buffer for doing this is not cheap either. It's $400 and there's no discount on it. We've looked everywhere. So we're going to have to throw the coin down and get that buffer. These have to be completely, virtually mirror polished buffed before they are going to be ready for gold plating. Gold plating is unforgiving, and there is absolutely zero fill. Zero. It will not fill any scratches, micro scratches, absolutely nothing. Just like all the jewelry you see at the jewelry store, that's all buffed out and has to be checked with a microscope for all, majorly. It's usually a microscope or a high power loop before it's gold plated. That's just the process of gold plating. Real quick here, we have our acid etch. It's a special chemical that we use in here. Stuff is crazy expensive, but it's the only way to do it the right way, so that's what we use. And of course we have to have a thermometer and have this at the pretty much within 10 degrees actually temperature for the etch to do its job correctly. Then we have a special rinse solution that it has to go through, and then it goes through an anodizing process with a special metal plate in the back, and that metal plate is negatively charged. The pendant has to be positively charged for this to work correctly. And then of course we have the power source, and we've got our magic voltage to get all the colors exactly where we need them to be, so we can determine what color the anodizing is going to be. We're going to start off, the anodizing is going to start off, it's going to be blue. And the reason we're going to do blue, we've got that pretty dialed in. We've got the right voltage and amperage for blue. Coming out excellent. We have to have enough contrast so when we laser etch it, it's going to come out correct. We had a couple, 2 or 3 hit and misses, couple variations that were very interesting that we're not going to do. So what you see on the website is pretty much what the final product is going to look like. And it's really, really difficult because of the sheen on the titanium. It's difficult to get the final product to really look clean. We've got to set up our professional camera and lighting, and there's really no option for that. And we'll be doing that as well and show some variants in colors. There'll be 2 or 3 different colors, but the cobalt blue is one that we've really dialed in. We've got excellent results with the laser etching afterwards, so we're going to kind of stick with that. Another thing I want to mention while we're here and talking about it, on the back there's going to be a space. Obviously it's going to be horizontal on the back. I believe we can do it this way, but it's going to make more sense for it to be the long way in the landscape mode. But what we're going to do here is give people the option of having some I think we're probably going to do like some Bible verses. Would be really, really cool on the back. We have some are going to be pre-selected, or you can choose from them, or you can have one yourself. We still have to determine how many letters and how much verbiage we can really get on the back of this, or for a present. Hey, for your dad, congratulations on your new tech or your general license, things of that nature. Basically, whatever you want on the back. It's going to be a little more. We haven't determined how much more it's going to be. We always try to keep these things reasonable. It's probably going to be under $19.95. So that's a general rule of thumb. It's going to be pretty accurate. So let's just say $19.95. Final price TBD, to be determined. But I think $19.95 for the extra verbiage on the back would be fair and quite reasonable. We're at the laser cutter, so the laser printer cutter and etcher. So while we're sitting there, we would need to do the call sign and the verbiage on the back to back, same time, same day, one after the other. Otherwise, we're going to go back and do a complete new setup on the laser. It would be more than $19.95. So if we do your call sign on the front and do the verbiage on the back, we'll determine what we can fit on there. This is going to be legible. We'll let you know what extra there may be, but we're going to, again, try to keep it $19.95. That's super fair, reasonable, and equitable. So that's it. Bobby here at NextGen, and here's just some of our blanks. I like to keep things organized. These are our titanium blanks. We're pretty good. We're stocked up pretty well on these. We had 56 or 58 of these made for us. I mean, we have them. We do it all in-house, but I have someone else actually doing the cutting on the laser cut on the water jet. So, with no further ado, Bobby, KM6IKH, and these are the brand new, one and only exclusive here at NextGen ham radio HD or handy talkie pendants. So any other questions, feel free to give me a call at 858-568-6673 or visit us at hamradio1, that's the digit 1, hamradio1.com, where all our contact information is there for you to email or call. That's it. KM6IKH 73.